What really happens when you cancel your oldest credit card? I've been told by over 100 people that they cannot cancel their old Capital One card because it would destroy their average age of accounts and credit score. This has to be one of the biggest myths in the credit card community right now. There's actually way more reasons why you should cancel your oldest credit card as opposed to not canceling like everyone keeps telling you. And later, I'll walk you through the exact math of how canceling a credit card today will affect you 15 years from now, and it's not what you've been told so many times before. But you should know when you close your oldest card, it remains on your credit report for up to 10 years if closed in good standing, and for 7 years if closed in bad standing. During that time, it can continue to positively impact your credit score. You still get to keep the many months of good payment history, which affects 35% of your score. The original age of accounts helps lengthen your total account history, pushing it closer to that 10-year mark like most FICO score high achievers have. Plus, you maintain a better credit mix. The more revolving lines of credit you have, the better. Most high achievers have at least 6 in this category. You're really more in control of your credit card journey than you give yourself credit for, and there's 5 reasons why you have every right to cancel a card if you really want to. The first reason is high annual fees. You know, it's exciting when you first get a credit card that comes with a bunch of perks, but there's a catch. Some of these cards saddle you with hefty annual fees. Now, if you're jet setting around the world and making full use of the lounge access, like with the Amex Platinum card, wave baggage fees, or getting great cash back, that annual fee might be a tiny drop in the bucket. But let's be real, if the most significant action your card sees is the occasional dinner or online purchase, then those fees can start to feel like a financial drain on you. If at the end of the year you find that the benefits you enjoy aren't pulling their weight against the annual fee, it might be time to give that card up. Number 2, high interest rates. Here's a not so fun fact. Credit card interest can be a silent wealth killer if you carry a balance. When you're juggling a balance from month to month on a card with a 30+% interest rate, the accumulated interest can be staggering. Over time, you might find yourself paying off more in interest than on the original purchase. If that sounds like your situation, it's worth considering a switch. Shopping around for a card with more competitive rates or even a balance transfer offer can save you a ton in the long run. And most credit union cards come with lower APRs, so you can start there. Number 3, debt management. Sometimes we need to take drastic measures to get our finances in order. If you had a history of swiping a little too much and find yourself sinking into debt, closing a card might be a hard step you need to take. Think of it as going on a financial diet. By removing the temptation, you can focus in on paying down what you owe and relearning healthy spending habits. You gotta avoid the debt trap. Number 4, security concerns. In this post-pandemic world, right? Credit card security is more important than ever. If you've been unlucky enough to experience your card details getting into the wrong hands not once, but multiple times, alarm bells should be ringing. This is exactly what happened to a bunch of Bilt card users. They got hit with repeated BIN attacks. That's where a scammer sets a BIN or bank identification number in place, then cycles through random numbers trying to guess a valid combination of 16-digit credit card numbers. I've been using my sponsor Aura for over 9 months to alert me about any changes to my credit profile, bank transactions, and home title. I can even set alerts on my account whenever a transaction exceeds a certain amount on any of my 18 credit cards or bank accounts. That's peace of mind. You can even get a 2-week free trial just by clicking the link here or just by going to aura.com/Cal Barton. But if you feel that your card is more of a security liability than an asset, it's entirely justifiable to think about canceling it. And number 5, simplify your finances. Imagine this, it's the end of the month and you're juggling a stack of credit card statements, each with different due dates, minimum payments, and reward schemes. That's confusing, right? Having this tower of cards might make you feel like a boss, but it can complicate your financial life. By trimming the fat and keeping only the cards that truly benefit you, you streamline your finances. This makes it easier to track your spending, manage due dates, and ensure that you're not missing any payments. Simplicity can be a key to a stress-free financial life. That's exactly how my long-term subscriber, Nino, felt when he canceled 2 cards in just 1 week. If you're tossing around the idea of canceling your credit card, but you're anxious about what that might mean for your credit profile, take a deep breath, because there are other options to try. First, consider keeping the card, but sending it to the bottom of your wallet or even the sock drawer. This way, you maintain the card's history, but reduce the temptation to use it often. If annual fees are your worst nightmare, think about downgrading to a version of a card that ditches those fees. So many people downgrade from the Chase Sapphire Preferred card to a no annual fee Freedom Unlimited card for this very reason. If that still doesn't do it for you, then reach out to your credit card issuer and ask about an upgrade. I'm personally responsible for helping dozens of people upgrade their Capital One Quicksilver card to the no annual fee version and saving them $40 per year. If you're absolutely set on canceling, make sure you do it right. Start by clearing any outstanding balance. You don't want lingering debt to haunt you post-cancellation. Next, check your rewards or cash balance. Make it a point to redeem every single point because once the card's gone, those rewards might be too. Finally, after you've made the call to cancel, get a confirmation, whether it's an email, letter, or even a screenshot of a chat conversation. Having proof of the cancellation can save you from any unforeseen hiccups down the line, like when lenders scrutinize every little thing on your credit report before getting approved for a home loan. Now, closing a credit card comes with immediate consequences, one of which is losing the card's credit limit. This might seem like a small detail, but can have more significant impact than you might think, especially on your credit utilization rate, which makes up 30% of your score. Your credit utilization is the percentage of your available limit that you actually use. When you drop that available limit by closing a card, you can unintentionally increase your utilization rate if you have balances on those other cards. So before you say goodbye to that piece of plastic, take a second and crunch the numbers and understand how it might hit your credit utilization rate. If low utilization ends up becoming a huge concern for you, then you might want to take advantage of my free credit pre-approval master list. It has 48 banks and credit cards that will clearly show if you're pre-approved without a hard credit pull. I'm talking banks, credit unions, fintechs, and store cards. I even included secret links for Chase and Capital One that had some of my audience members saying, "Thanks for the hookup, game changer AF." And right after receiving the list, I applied and got approved for the Capital One Venture X card. So hit the link below and start getting pre-approved for better credit cards and lower your utilization rate. So your lenders like to work with people who have experience with a solid mix of credit accounts. There's revolving accounts like credit cards and installment accounts like home loans. It makes up 10% of your score, and when you close an account, it removes one revolving account from your mix. If you only have one credit card, closing it will hurt your credit mix. There's really no way around this. Now, there are other reasons why you should cancel, but they're not as simple as a lot of people have made them out to be. Old credit cards can be super helpful because they often carry unique benefits that newer cards just don't offer. It's not rare to find that older cards come with standout perks like competitive interest rates or just better rewards, especially if you were grandfathered into those benefits. Some cards are even discontinued, like the OG Chase Freedom card, and knowing you can never directly sign up for that card again could make it tempting to keep. Also, limiting your credit dependence to a couple of issuers, or even worse, a single issuer, can be a dangerous strategy. It's better to diversify credit cards across different large companies because you remove the risk associated with being overly dependent on just one. This reduces your exposure, lowering the chances of getting blindsided by a trigger-happy fraud detection department. They could slash your credit limit or even shut your account down and debank you overnight. Think about it in terms of risk management. Just like you wouldn't want all of your investments in just one stock, it's wise not to have all of your credit cards tied up to one company. So let's run a quick thought experiment. What if you canceled your oldest credit card today? What would happen to your credit score? Let's say you have 6 credit cards and you've built a solid credit history with an average age of 10 years. Now your oldest card is a Capital One Quicksilver card that you don't want or use anymore, and it's 15 years old. The other 5 cards you've had for 7.5 years each. Before any cancellation happens, your average age of accounts is 8.75 years. If you decide to part ways with your Quicksilver card, its history doesn't vanish instantly. It's still part of your credit profile, and the average age remains unchanged at 8.75 years. Now, after 10 years, your Quicksilver card finally drops off your credit report. Meanwhile, the rest of your lineup has aged to a new average of 17.5 years. Now, what if you never canceled? In that case, your oldest card would have been 25 years old, and the younger cards would all be at 17.5 years old. This means your average would have been 18.75 years old if you never canceled the Quicksilver card in the first place. That means by holding onto the card you clearly don't want or need, you're just adding 1 year and 3 months to your average. I would argue that's completely negligible. It's definitely not worth losing sleep over since FICO score high achievers have an average of 10 years. So there are far more reasons to cancel than to not cancel. Capital One has given so many people reasons to cancel their credit cards. They saddle you with a low credit limit, and those low credit limits fail to grow along with you as you improve your credit score. These problems are caused by a secret system that Capital One uses on their cardholders from the moment they're approved. To learn what that system is and 6 other things Capital One just won't tell you, check out this video next. Thank you for watching.